Hey, what's going on, guys? It's going to be a real quick lesson on what I call the A string home box. Alright, so if you recall my other lesson that I called the home box, that was rooted on the E string. Now this is basically the same lesson, but it's now rooted on the A string. Okay? And the reason I call it the home box is because it's very, very easy to locate the positions of your tonic notes. Okay, so within the home box, you have both your minor tonic and you have your major tonic. Your minor tonic is located underneath your index finger, and your major tonic is located right underneath your pinky finger. Okay, so if we were to play in the key of, say, A minor slash C major, because they're the same thing, they're relative to one another, we could come right up here, put our first finger on the 12th fret of the A string, because that's the note A, alright, and then right underneath our pinky would be the note C, because that's the relative major of the A minor scale. So you have your tonic notes located right on the A string, right underneath your index and your pinky, and the pentatonic position is basically the same as your pentatonic scale rooted on the E string, with the only difference that once you get to the B string, everything kind of shifts up. But you get used to that after you've played guitar for a little bit of time. You get used to the fact that the B string is shifted up a fret. But anyway, so if I wanted to play the A minor pentatonic in just one octave, it would be like this. I'm sorry. And if I wanted to play the major pentatonic in one octave, it would be like this. Okay, so it's all right there. And if I wanted to play the natural minor scale in one octave, it would be like this. Okay, major scale in one octave, same set of notes, it's all right there. Okay, minor blues scale, major blues scale. Okay, harmonic minor scale. Alright, so it's all right there, located right in this little position. So just like the home box that's located on the E string, this is a great thing to know, because now it's another position that you could always fall back on if you're playing in a key that you're not very comfortable with. So if you're playing with a band and they say, okay, this next song's in the key of E flat major or something, okay? So, okay, I'm in the band, E flat major, I'm not super comfortable with that key. I may not feel comfortable improvising all up and down the fretboard, because that's not a key that I usually practice in, but I can always locate my E flats on either the A string or the E string or the A string. Okay, so if I want to locate it on the E string, I got an E flat right here, 11th fret, E string. Okay, so because it's a major, I place my pinky on that note, and I have my home box right there. Okay, so all that stuff with the blues. Okay, so it's all right there. But then I also can move over to here, because I know that there's an E flat on the A string located right there, so I can play this A string home box right here. Okay, or the full diatonic scale. Okay, so that's my little home box. And then I can also do one up here too, because there's an E flat up here, because everything after the 12th fret repeats itself. Okay, so you got an E flat, or just pentatonic, or diatonic. Okay, so you got all your scales right there, and all I need to know is the location of my tonic note. Alright, and it works for minors too, but your minor just falls underneath your first finger. So knowing the home box and the scales within the home box on both the E string and the A string is helpful for improvising and soloing in keys that you're not familiar with. So it's always a place to fall back on. The only requirement is, number one, you need to know the basic scale patterns, and I assume that if you've been playing guitar for some length of time by now, you probably know your basic root position, pentatonic scale and blues scale and full diatonic scale. So if you know those shapes, the only other requirement is you need to know the notes on the E string and you need to know notes on the A string. Okay, so if you know the notes on the E string and you know the notes on the A string, then you can fall back on these little home box areas and you have a bunch of little soloing areas. Okay, so if I was in the key of A minor, I could solo here, you know, because I have an A here. Alright, or I can solo on my A string home box here. Okay, or I can solo up here because here's an A on the low E string. Or I can even solo down here because I have an A string home box in my open position. Okay, so, and I've only been going through one octave as I've shown you these, but as you see the diagrams, you can see the other available notes that are within that home box position. But yeah, these are basically my favorite, these home boxes are my favorite areas to kind of fall back on and just kind of shred in and impress people. And I'm not really doing anything all that amazing. I'm really just kind of doing signature licks that every other guitar player does, but you know, you're just doing them in these little home box areas. Okay, so that's your home box on your A string. Another position to solo in, another position to fall back on. Any questions, hit me up. Thanks a lot.